Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking about something in Linux called piping. I'm going to explain what it is, give a quick example of how to use it, and then show you how I've used it to help me in real life. So in one sense, piping is just taking the output of one command on the terminal and using it as input to another command. And here, I'm going to give you an example. I have a command called dmenu. If I type dmenu, run it, and then I give it a whole bunch of options like hello, hola, bonjour. And now if I let the program finish, you see I have a menu at the top, and each of the options is what I've inputted. I could either move through my keyboard, or I could search for a particular option, and whatever I select will be outputted as the output of dmenu. The thing about dmenu is you never really type directly into it to give it the options. Instead, what you do is you provide it output from another command. So I have a file here called colors.txt, and I'm going to use the cat command on colors.txt, which will just output the contents. And if I run cat, it gives me black, blue, yellow, green. And what we're going to do instead is we're going to pipe it into dmenu using the pipe operator, and then dmenu. And what this is going to do is it's going to take the output of cat and it's going to use that as input to dmenu. So if I press enter now, you see that the menu at the top has instead the colors, which are the contents of the colors folder. And again, if I select any of these colors, it's gonna output whatever I've selected. So that was a little quick rundown of piping, and now we're gonna use it to kind of do something cool. So here I am, I'm in the Kindle Cloud Reader, and the Kindle readers have a cool feature where if you double click any of the words, it'll give you a little blurb which tells you the definition of the word that you've double clicked. And what we're going to do is we're going to use piping to try to mimic this functionality on our computer. So here I'm reading an article about Colombia, and I'm going to highlight a random word. This is going to be the word that we want to define, and I'm going to hit Control-C to copy. And on your computer, every time you hit Control-C, what happens is the text that you highlighted goes to a folder called, or goes to a file called the clipboard file. And I have another command on my computer called xclip, which lets me access the clipboard file. So if I type xclip-o, it's going to output cultural because I've just highlighted and copied it. So that's xclip, but I have another command on my computer called sdcv. And what sdcv does, it stands for Star Dictionary Console Version, is I can give it some sort of word that I want to translate, like bird, and if I press enter, it's going to give me, actually I'm going to sdcv, put a -c so it colors it and it's easier to read. But if I do this, you see I've typed sdcv-c bird, and now I have the definition, the German translation, the Spanish translation, and the English definition, because that's how I've set it up, because I want those translations in those languages. So I've showed you xclip-o, but what we're going to do is we're going to instead pipe the output of xclip into sdcv, and you'll see now, since I have the word cultural in my clipboard, what I've done is I've printed out the word cultural and I've piped it into sdcv. And now what it's doing is it's translating the word cultural. We're already halfway there, but there's something else we can do. There's another command called notify-send. And if I type notify-send and give it hello as a parameter, you'll see that it gives me a little notification bubble. And the text of the notification bubble is just whatever I've passed into it. If I want to do multiple words with spaces between them, I could do putting them in the quotation marks. So if I do hello world, how are you, instead what happens is it's going to print out everything I've put into the within the quotes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this output from this chain of commands, and we're going to put it into notify-send as a parameter. Notify-send doesn't read from standard input. Instead, it takes in a parameter, so it's going to work a little bit differently, and we can't pipe it in. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type notify-send, and I'm going to use this, which is a shell a shell operator to just capture the output of these commands, and I'm going to wrap them around quotes. And now, if I press enter, what's happened is we've translated cultural, which was in my clipboard, through sdcv, and then we've provided that as a parameter to notify-send, and it's showing up on my notification bubble right here. And what I've actually done is I write scripts and I bind them to key binding. So I already have a script written called translate keyboard, and this is all it does. It just basically does what I just showed you, where it's written a little bit differently, but functionally it just takes the output of xclip, passes it into sdcv, does this in JSON form, and then pipes that into a Python script that I've written called pytranslate, which basically just takes this output and then makes it a little prettier. And then I call notify send here, provided 20,000 milliseconds or 20 seconds, so the notification bubble will show up for 20 seconds or until I click it. So if I actually use it, for instance, if I want the word settlement, I hit Control C to copy, then I hit Window T for translate because I've set it up that way, and then I get a notification bubble translating whatever I've highlighted and copied. So this has been a video about what piping is, which is a cool thing, really useful in Linux, and a way that it's helped me kind of speed up my workflow whenever I'm working at the computer, because this is a lot faster than opening up Google Translate and typing in whatever word I want. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.